Welcome to the first video on multiplying polynomials. So in this video, sort of a prerequisite for this video is the distribution property. So let's talk about or recall the distribution property. Distribution property. The distribution property said this: if you had A times B plus C, then that is the same as AB plus AC. And this is what we will use to multiply polynomials. So for example, let's say that we had to multiply 6a or 6x. Let me work with 6x. I'm just going to do this in two colors so you can sort of track how everything works. X squared plus 10. A monomial times a binomial, right? So using the distribution property, then this becomes 6x, so I'm doing this super slow, times x squared plus 6x times 10. And now you can use the fact that when you multiply, you add exponents, which we learned in the last few videos. And also we can use the the commutative property to move things around, and we get ourselves 6x cubed plus 60x, and that's the end of it. Multiplying polynomials. Let's take a look at another example. Now it shouldn't matter how many terms you're multiplying into, the process is the same. So if I had minus 2x times 2x squared minus 3x minus 5, well, it doesn't matter whether you have a trinomial or a binomial, the distributive property is the same. So in this case, again, let me do it in slow motion, super slow, just so you see everything. So minus 2x times 2x squared minus 2x times 3x minus 2x times 5. Okay, so that's the first one, the second one, and the third one. Alright, so over here, this is really minus 2 times 2x squared, which is minus 4x to the third, because we add these exponents. Now in the second place, the negative and the subtraction sign are going to become positive, and again we can move things around, and that takes me to 6x squared. And again the two negatives become a positive, move things around, and I get 10x. And so there's my answer. Just pay attention, make sure that everything is in descending order. Remember that your final answers have got to be in descending order. Let's do one more monomial example, and then we will move on to binomials. So let's say this time we had 3a times 4a squared b minus 7ab plus 2, and again 3a times 4a squared b minus 3a times 7ab plus. Notice how I don't try to do too much in each step. I just kind of write things next to each other, first taking care of the distribution step. So that's just the distribution step. I don't even try to figure out this plus and the minus, the signs of this thing. Just kind of let it all flow. So over here, I'm now going to move things around. So 3, the 4, the a squared, the b. I might take care of any signs that need changing here. So that's 3, the 7, the a, and the b. And then the 3, the 2, and the a. So that's 12. That's a cubed. That's 21 a squared, and that's 6a. So students tell me that it's easy when they see me do things, but it's hard when they go to do it themselves. And many times it's hard because they're always looking for shortcuts, and there aren't any. And sometimes doing it sort of, slowly, deliberately through is actually faster than trying to find shortcuts and make things faster. And sure, I'm not opposed to people doing shortcuts, but by all means, make sure that you handle the fundamentals first. Understand the fundamentals first before you start doing things faster. Now let's look at a binomial into a binomial. So in this situation, this is nothing more than just distribution twice. You first distribute with the x, and second you distribute with the 3. So let me do it this way. Let me think of this as red. And so you would go x, red x times black x plus red x times 4 plus red 3 times black x plus red 3 times 4, and then multiply these. So over here we're going to get x squared. This is just 4x, this is just 3x, and that's 12. And if you can combine like terms, you must. So right here and right there, you can combine them. So that's 7x plus 12. Descending order, all multiplied. Perfect. Okay. Now, you might have learnt this multiplication of a binomial and a binomial using the word FOIL. First stands for first, outer, inner, last. Well, that's nice, but you don't have to use these, but I will do this very same problem with that acronym just to show you how it works. I mean, sometimes just keeping things simple is better than trying to remember different rules for different things. So first would be to multiply these two, so that's x squared. Outer would be to multiply, so let me do first in black, outer in red. Outer would be those two, so that's 4x, and then inner would be these two, so that would be 3x, and last would be this one and that one, so that would be 12. And you can see that you get the same answer, but personally I find that harder to do than using just normal straight up distribution. Take one at a time and deal it through the second one. But there is another way to do this multiplication that you might find useful, and so I'll do it again using this same example, and that is to use a sort of a table or a box. And in this one you write x plus 4 up here, and you write x plus 3 down there, and you fill the box. So x and x is x squared, x and plus 4 is 4x, 3 and x is 3x, and 3 times 4 is 12. And you can see that you get those two terms right there. You add them together, and that gets you x squared plus 7x plus 12. And this is actually a decent way to do this problem, even though it might seem kind of strange. And the reason I say that is, here's a common mistake my students make that I see, so don't do this. So, today you won't make this mistake, but I fear that in a day or two when you forget this, when this is not as fresh, you might make a mistake. So the mistake that people make is to go x times x and 3 times 4 and then stop at that. So this is a mistake. So this is something you don't want to do, and certainly the box prevents you from doing that, because if you only did x times x, all you would have is this. If you did 3 times 4, all you would have would be that, and then these two boxes would be left blank, and you'd go, wait a minute, something's missing. So the box kind of helps you not skip or not make that mistake. So that's not a bad way to do it.